an aged man God spoke words that sounded like a joke. Soon his wife would bear a child, a saying hard to reconcile. So he asked, can this thing be? Can a nation spring from me with a body grown so old? In a word this man was told, your life begins with God, your love begins with God, your hopes and your dreams and your plans begin with God. Your life begins with God, your love begins with God, your hopes and your dreams and your plans begin with God, begin with God. From a valley full of bones to a man of God well known came a vision strange but true. Mighty things the Lord would do. He would breathe them back to life. His command caused them to rise. Like the nation he would raise to the glory of his praise. Your life begins with God, your love begins with God, your hopes and your dreams and your plans begin with God. Your life begins with God, your love begins with God, your hopes and your dreams and your plans begin with God, begin with God. I was standing on the edge of the world, hopelessly alone in the dark. In the beginning I was empty and void. In my mind, my soul, my heart of hearts, the Creator came and moved in my life. He spoke and turned my darkness to light. Day by day He's rearranging my ways. He's my Lord, my God, my King. To a leper on his face, to a woman's dark disgrace, to a prisoner's empty night, to a blind man's quest for sight.